The Trojan War, what a story, right? It's one of the greatest tales ever told. You've got heroes, gods, a 10-year siege, and of course that giant wooden horse that brought a legendary city to its knees. But here's the big question. Was Troy just a legend, a cool story, or was it a real place? Okay, so let's really get into it. This is the heart of the puzzle. How in the world do you take an ancient myth, something told around campfires for centuries, and actually find its coordinates on a modern map? It's like one of history's greatest detective cases. And you know what? We're going to follow the clues piece by piece and see if we can crack it. All right, so our investigation has to start with our number one source, Homer's epic poem, the Iliad. Now, let's be clear, this thing is not a history textbook, and it is definitely not a treasure map. But hidden inside all that poetry are some surprisingly specific geographic clues that can get us started on the right path. So what does Homer actually give us? Well, he paints a really vivid picture of the world around Troy. He tells us about the city's allies, which is a huge clue. He describes the landscape. It's near the sea, but across a big plain. And most important of all, he names a specific river, the Scamander. These are our first real, concrete leads. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. The allies. Homer actually lists them out. The Phrygians, the Lydians, the Mysians, a bunch of others. Now, you'd think they'd be from all over the place, right? But when you plot their homelands on a map, they're not scattered around at all. They are all clustered together in one distinct part of the world. So this gives us our first major break. All these allies are located in Anatolia, what we call modern-day Turkey. That means Troy had to be there too. I mean, it just makes sense. This puts the legendary city squarely on the coast of Western Anatolia, right at that ancient crossroads where Europe and Asia meet. We've narrowed it down.
So Homer got us to the right neighborhood, but, to find the exact street address, we're going to need another ancient witness. And that is the historian Herodotus. His writings are the key to finding that specific river Homer kept talking about.
Now, Herodotus wasn't even writing about the Trojan War, but he gave us something just as valuable, basically a military logbook. He carefully recorded the Persian king Xerxes' invasion route into Greece, and he noted that the army passed Mount Ida, and right after that, they came to the Scamander River. Now, that is a testable, real-world claim we can actually check. But of course, there's a new challenge. If you look at a map today, you'll see 3 different rivers flowing from the area around Mount Ida. So, which one was the ancient Scamander? How do we figure that out? Well, lucky for us, Herodotus wasn't done. He gave us one more critical clue. And here it is. This is the key that unlocks the whole map. Herodotus names the specific cities the Persian army marched past after they left the river. These are known ancient sites. That gives us a clear direction of travel. It's almost like having a set of ancient GPS coordinates. So when you trace that exact route on a map, past Rhoeteum, Ophronium, and Dardanus, there is only one of those 3 rivers that fits the description. The conclusion is just unavoidable. The ancient Scamander River is the modern Karamandaris River. We've found the X on the map. Okay, so the ancient texts have led us to a very precise spot, the mouth of the Karamandaris River. For more than a century now, a big mound in this area, known as Hissarlik, has been the prime suspect. So it's time to put down the books and pick up a shovel. What does the evidence in the earth actually tell us? As archaeologists started digging into Hissarlik, they made a huge discovery. They found a sanctuary to the goddess Athena, and even better, they found coins with the inscription Athena Ilias. Ilias comes from Ilion, which was the Greek and Roman name for Troy. This was it. Definitive proof that the later city of Troy was right here. But wait, that is the crucial follow-up question, isn't it? Finding the Roman-era city is amazing, but the Trojan War would have happened hundreds and hundreds of years earlier, back in the Bronze Age. So was the legendary city of King Priam also on this exact same spot, or was it somewhere else? Well, the answer was just buried a little bit deeper. As the excavators kept digging down, they were literally going back in time. Below the Roman city, they found a Greek city. And below that, they found the remains of a massive, fortified Bronze Age city dating precisely to the time when the Trojan War would have happened. The timeline matched. The city was real. And this brings us right back around to Herodotus. See, he never even questioned it. For him, the city that Xerxes visited, with its sanctuary to Athena, was the exact same place as the city from the legend. He just called it, plain as day, the Citadel of Priam.
So let's take a step back. We've examined clues from an epic poem, we've followed a map from a historian, and we've looked at the actual physical evidence dug up from the ground. I think it's time to put it all together and finally deliver the verdict on this ancient mystery.
Let's just review the evidence one more time. Homer gives us the general region and a river name. Herodotus gives us the crucial clues to identify that exact river on a modern map. And then archaeology comes in and confirms that a major Bronze Age city existed right there at that exact spot. Each line of evidence, the literary, the historical, and the scientific, they all independently point to the same location, Hissarlik. And that's really the key takeaway here. This isn't a theory based on just one lucky guess or one piece of evidence. This is a really powerful case built because multiple, totally independent sources all converge on the same conclusion. The story, the map, and the ruins, they all tell the same tale. And that just leaves us with a pretty incredible thought, doesn't it? A story that feels like pure myth of Achilles and Hector, of Helen and Paris, is actually anchored to a real location, a place you can go visit today. It really makes you wonder, what other historical truths might be hiding in plain sight, right inside our world's most enduring legends?